In the ever-evolving world of Philippine entertainment, few love teams and celebrity pairings have managed to sustain the kind of public fascination that continues to surround Maine Mendoza and Alden Richards. Even years after their meteoric rise, the so-called phenomenal love team still dominates online discussions, fan edits, and trending hashtags, proving that some on-screen chemistry doesn't fade easily. Instead, it evolves, branches out, and transforms into something even more culturally significant. What makes their presence in entertainment even more compelling today is not just nostalgia, but the way their individual projects and shared legacy continue to intertwine in unexpected ways. From lifestyle segments to dramatic concepts like Code Gray, from lighthearted fan favorite pairings like Twinning Strikes Again, to heartfelt content such as Alagang Menggaynita and emotionally charged narratives like Adik and Misis, the entertainment landscape they occupy remains rich, layered, and constantly evolving, the legacy that refuses to fade. When Maine Mendoza and Alden Richards first rose to fame, their chemistry felt effortless, almost accidental. Yet what started as a spontaneous spark quickly became a cultural phenomenon. Fans didn't just watch them, they invested emotionally in their journey. Even now, years later, their names still carry weight in every discussion involving Filipino pop culture. Not because they are constantly paired together, but because the impact of their tandem reshaped how love teams are perceived in modern entertainment. Their influence can still be felt in newer digital formats, variety segments, and even conceptual storytelling shows that seem inspired by the emotional tone they once embodied. Alagang Menggaynita, Warmth Beyond the Spotlight. One of the more heartwarming themes associated with Maine Mendoza's public persona is often reflected in content like Alagang Menggaynita, a concept that leans heavily into care, humor, and authenticity. In this kind of storytelling, Maine is not just a celebrity. She becomes a relatable figure who bridges the gap between stardom and everyday life. Whether it is sharing personal thoughts, engaging in light conversations, or showing glimpses of her natural humor, Alagang Menggaynita represents a softer, more grounded side of entertainment. It is this authenticity that keeps fans emotionally connected. In a world where celebrity culture often feels distant, this kind of content brings everything back down to earth. Simple, warm, and real. Adik and Misis, drama, humor, and relatable chaos. Meanwhile, the concept or show idea of Adik and Misis explores a very different tone, one that mixes humor, emotional tension, and everyday relationship struggles. In stories like this, audiences often see exaggerated but relatable scenarios, misunderstandings between couples, comedic jealousy, and the unpredictable chaos of romantic relationships. It thrives on emotional relatability, those familiar situations where love becomes both hilarious and complicated at the same time. What makes this format appealing is its balance. It doesn't lean fully into drama or comedy. Instead, it exists in that messy middle where real relationships often live. Fans of Maine Mendoza especially gravitate toward this kind of storytelling because of her natural comedic timing and expressive acting style, which makes even simple scenes feel alive. Twinning Strikes Again, a visual culture phenomenon. In contrast to emotional storytelling, Twinning Strikes Again represents a more playful side of entertainment culture. This concept often revolves around coordinated outfits, synchronized appearances, or aesthetic pairings that highlight chemistry between celebrities or characters. For fans, twinning is not just about matching clothes, it is about symbolic connection. When two personalities appear in sync, whether intentionally or not, it becomes a moment worth celebrating online. In the case of Maine Mendoza and Alden Richards, even subtle similarities in styling, color coordination, or thematic appearances often spark conversations. Fans are quick to interpret these moments as meaningful, even when they are purely coincidental. This is the power of fandom culture. Meaning is created collectively, not just presented.
Code Gray.
The tension behind the calm surface. On the opposite end of the emotional spectrum lies Code Gray, a title that immediately suggests urgency, conflict, or a critical situation. In entertainment storytelling, Code Gray often symbolizes moments of high tension, emotional breakdowns, dramatic revelations, or situations where relationships and decisions are pushed to their limits. If placed in a narrative universe involving familiar personalities like Maine Mendoza and Alden Richards, Code gray could represent the emotional storms behind the calm public image. It hints at hidden struggles, unresolved feelings, or turning points that redefine relationships and personal growth. This kind of storytelling thrives because it adds depth. Fans are no longer just watching surface level interactions, they are imagining what happens beneath them. The power of shared narratives. What ties all these concepts together, Alagang Menggaynita, Adik Misis, Twinning Strikes Again, and Code Gray, is not just entertainment value, but emotional layering. They represent different sides of the same cultural experience. Warmth and authenticity, Alagang Menggaynita, relatable chaos and humor, aesthetic and fandom celebration, Twinning Strikes Again, high stakes emotional storytelling. And at the center of this evolving entertainment landscape remain Maine Mendoza and Alden Richards, figures whose presence continues to inspire narratives, whether directly or indirectly. Why fans remain invested. The enduring fascination is not just about celebrity admiration, it is about emotional continuity. Fans have followed these personalities through different stages of their careers: growth, separation of projects, individual success, and occasional collaborations. Each new appearance or concept feels like another chapter in a long running story that audiences never truly stopped reading. In a digital age where attention is fleeting, this kind of sustained emotional investment is rare. It speaks to something deeper: connection, memory, and shared experience. Conclusion: more than just entertainment. At its core, the continued relevance of Maine Mendoza and Alden Richards and the concepts associated with them reflects how modern entertainment has evolved into something far more interactive and emotionally driven.